counted up. Did yours count up?
I wasn't paying attention. I was too concentrated on the
Wonder Balls. My
My
countdown started counting up, and I was like, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will never be normal.
No, this is just life now, and that's okay. That's okay.
That's okay.
This is who we are.
It's fine.
Welcome.
It's fine.
And bienvenue. I'm sorry.
Bienvenidos.
Welcome and bienvenue. Welcome to Cabaret. Yeah.
Yeah. This is also our musical theater spin-off show where we just send pictures of that Dear Evan Hansen crying photo that I texted you. Did I text you that?
But I'm so tempted to go see that tonight when we're done recording. I shouldn't, but I also don't have to pay for it. So would it hurt me?
I went and watched The Eyes of Tammy Faye last night.
I almost did.
It was so good.
Oh, but I was ill and I could not leave my home. So I was like,
yeah,
no.
mid-movie I had to take a little trip down the hallway, but really great movie.
I'm glad to hear that. It's a good cast.
If that makeup team doesn't win an Oscar, they did so good on Jessica Chastain's makeup and prosthetics. And their casting, they showed in the credits like the real person and who they casted.
Cool.
Spot on.
Super cool. Yeah, I want to watch it. She was a religious singer, right? Like a big one. They did like a super church kind of deal.
Yeah, kind of. So he was the guy who made the 700 Club before Pat Robertson took over. And so then he created his own network called like the prayer something, I don't know, but it was another Christian network, and it was huge. It was like one of 4 satellite stations apparently, and it was really big. And she was a singer, and then she became like an LGBTQIA ally at one point because it was during the AIDS epidemic, and she interviewed an AIDS person and was like, I wish I could just hug you right now, and we should love everyone. And I was like, okay. And that's apparently what she got me like that. I started Googling her afterwards. There was photos of her and RuPaul hanging out together, and I was like, excuse me? I knew nothing about Tammy Faye. My dad was like, oh yeah, they swindled like millions of dollars from people. And I was like, yeah, the movie covered that a little bit.
A little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
A lot of it. A lot of it. A little bit. It's a big thing. Vincent D'Onofrio was really good in there. I love Vincent D'Onofrio.
He used to be more crap. He used to be,
He used to be what?
He used to be in more stuff. And now he's not.
Oh, needs to be in more stuff.
He needs to be in more stuff now.
Rumor is you will see him as Kingpin again in the Spider-Man movie.
I loved him as Kingpin. He
was like the best Kingpin, live-action Kingpin we could have ever asked for. Because I really did like Liev Schreiber as animated huge Kingpin in Spider-Verse, but man, Vincent D'Onofrio was just so good in Daredevil. Because rumor is Matt Murdock's going to show up as Peter's lawyer.
They're going to keep the same actor for him, right? Because he did an excellent job. Like, Netflix kind of messed up their thing with all of them. What were they?
I don't know how they did that. I think Disney just pulled the contracts because it was like a year before Disney+.
But Daredevil, separated from that, was very good.
And so is Jessica Jones. Luke Cage season 1 was
but
also
season
really
2
good.
was horrible.
Season 2.
It was so bad.
I lost track.
And I didn't watch.
I didn't
watch Iron Fist because I love Matt Fraction's Iron Fist, and I didn't want it to be ruined for me. So
it was bad. It was not good. I watched it because they were doing the Defenders, and then that wasn't good. And I was like, you casted Sigourney Weaver in here, and you didn't even make this good.
I never got that far, but I did watch Daredevil, and Vincent D'Onofrio was absolutely amazing.
He was so good. Did you watch Jessica Jones though?
I watched the first season and like half of the second season, and then I got bored.
Okay, Jessica Jones was so good, and they quickly wrote in an ending because I think the writers caught wind of what was happening.
Yeah,
but man, that first season with David Tennant is just
so good. It was so good.
So good.
And I think
Jessica.
I watched.
I can always hear his voice.
I watched the first season of Jessica Jones when the second one came out, and then I immediately went from that to season 2, and I think that's why I fell out, just because the vibe is so different.
It is very different, yeah. I watched all those as soon as they premiered. Like, I was obsessed with... I have Jessica Jones. I think I also have Daredevil, and for sure Luke Cage season 1 soundtracks on vinyl from Mondo, because they did that partnership for a little bit, and it was really good.
I put way too much honey in here.
I don't think I have Daredevil. I think I only have Luke Cage and Jessica Jones.
Daredevil
was me like itching, like I need to get that vinyl because I'm a completist. And
well, Daredevil had the best soundtrack, like and also the opening was a freaking
opening
bomb.
Was so and they always had at least once a season that one track fighting, one shot.
Dude.
So good, that hallway scene. Like, that's all you have to say is hallway scene. And all people who have watched Daredevil are like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think that happened in, like, episode 1, too. So they were just like, hey, all out right now. Let's have at it. And I'm such a B-word for the Daredevil pre-Devil suit, like Frank Miller's Daredevil with, like, the black hood.
When he's just in all black, and when
they brought, like, they came straight out to that, I was like, this is excellent. Froggy was great, very well casted, wasn't expecting that. And
Froggy was so good. And I love him because I love Mighty Ducks. And I was like, the Bash Bros!
I've never seen Mighty Ducks. I know.
It's a problem you need to fix because you love hockey.
Do. Go Pens.
He's a great character in Mighty Ducks.
I will watch it eventually. I just haven't, I don't know. I feel like once I'm on medication, I'll be more capable of actually sitting down and watching things and enjoying things. But right now, my brain is so scattered that I'm struggling to pay attention to literally anything at all.
Yeah, that's hard.
So I'm working on it.
Well, Mighty Ducks is a great, like, uplifter, and I love the Bash Bros. I think that's in the second movie is when you get the Bash Bros. First movie's great, sets it up. The second movie's just kind of like, hey, you already know what's going on. Here's some fun hockey stuff. And
I don't know why I haven't watched it. I grew up in California where the Ducks are Anaheim Ducks, and also I love sports movies, like, unabashedly.
I was going to say, Miracle, isn't that your favorite
Miracle.
movie?
It's not my favorite movie, but it was on my top 33 when I did my last podcast. We never got there, but it was there. And yeah, I love sports movies, all of them, forever. I don't care if it's religious. I don't care if it's, like, an underdog story. I don't care if it's about just dogs doing sports. I love sports movies, straight up. Yes.
You mean Air Bud?
Yes, I do.
I was like, it's very
well, I couldn't think of any other animals
thing right there,
to be honest. So, but yeah, I love sports movies.
Yeah.
I can't play sports, but I love sports movies. I'm very excited for you to watch Haiku eventually. So excited.
Oh, man. A lot of people really love that.
There's a reason for that. It's done really well.
I just love that apparently at the Olympics, they started playing the music during one of the volleyball matches. I was like, that's cute.
They did.
I like that.
It was very sweet. I died a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. My little wee part was like, fly high. Oh, what did you send me?
I was kind of sad there wasn't more. Oh, I sent you that Dear Evan Hansen photo.
Oh, God.
Twitter.
My God.
Twitter is having a field day. Like, Tobey Maguire is finally off the hook.
He looks like an 80-year-old man.
It's that de-aging CGI thing they did to him that is so bad. So that whenever, like, this great actor shows any emotion, it looks bad. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to pay money to see Dear Evan Hansen. He's singing on the outside, always looking
with me for free tomorrow with my Regal Unlimited movie pass.
Is there a Regal here in town?
Probably.
When you come to Kyle?
Probably. We can look.
I think there's one in South Austin.
So we could do that tomorrow.
Deal. We'll go do it tomorrow.
Will doesn't want to see it. And he's trying to convince me not to see it because it's my favorite musical. And he's like, do you really want your favorite musical ruined?
To be ruined?
And they cut out my favorite song.
That's why I'm so scared about Wicked.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like,
I don't think they'll
there was rumor
too hard because it's too popular.
There was rumor that Dove Cameron's gonna play Glinda, and I was like, no. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Dove Cameron, but I need a mature Glinda who can be. Glinda in my mind is Legally Blonde, like Elle Woods. In the beginning, she's Linda, but by the end, she's Glinda. Like I need.
That's still my favorite line from that stupid musical.
I need an Elle Woods type person to handle that. Like I don't know, and I'm already trying really hard for me to let go of Krista Chenoweth.
Yeah, she's really.
I know she's older, and I know Idina is older, but man, what an amazing original cast.
I know, but there's no way that they can pass for high school boarding school students at this point.
It would be Dear Evan Hansen all over again.
It would. But Will's been trying to convince me not to see it because it is my favorite musical, and they cut my favorite song, which is Does Anybody Have a Map? It's the very first song in this stupid musical, and I love it, and they cut it for literally no reason, and apparently they're trying...
Don't we start with Waving Through a Window?
I think so.
The first song?
Which is
Did you see
stupid.
The clip of Waving Through a Window? The song is literally on the outside, always looking in, but it's him standing inside, looking out at people. And I was like,
okay.
On the outside, always looking in.
Well, we'll at least see it for free.
Yeah. I mean, I really love Ben Platt.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'm going to watch it because I just want to watch it. I've never seen the Broadway show. I missed it when it came to town by this much. And then COVID happened, and it was supposed to come back, and it never did. So this is the only chance.
Beetlejuice is coming back, and that is like... Oh my gosh. So, because there's all that drama of Music Man with Hugh Jackman was kicking out Beetlejuice, even though it was, like, breaking records. Not bitter about it at all. But, they're now in the rival theater of that one. It picked it up for a full run.
Super
so
cool.
I love the pettiness. But it's the, mainly original cast, too. Not the original, what's her name, Lydia. But it's Lydia's understudy who pid her almost just as much.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed that they're coming back to Broadway, because I just wanted them to start touring out of spite.
I know.
But... Good for them.
We can just go to Broadway. Let's you and me fly to New York. You can hold my hand on the plane.
I'm poor. I have to give my dog a $3,000 surgery, and I just bought tickets to stupid Emerald City Comic Con right before that happened.
That's
I hate myself, and the Lord also hates me. Why,
well, maybe
God?
it'll run for a year, and we can go next year.
That'd be great. I'm down with that.
And maybe COVID won't be as bad, and I won't be as nervous to be in New York.
Yeah. We can go stay with Crystal's sister. We can stay with Alexis.
Yeah!
I would love to force myself
watch
upon
her at the Lego store. I love Alexis.
I love the Lego store. The Lego store is such a happy place, and it has a Ferris wheel, and that's very enjoyable for me.
In the store?
Yeah. Have you been to New York?
I've been to New York once, but it was literally half a day. We drove in, did a show. This is when I was with the Oholos. Did a show, drove out, broke down. I think we're on the Jersey Turnpike. We were on the bridge, on the Jersey side of the bridge. Broke down. It's middle of the night. Can't get a hold of anyone. And we had to leave some people on the side of the road while some of us went to Walmart because the tire busted.
No.
It was the most, by the time we got to the house we were going to stay at, it was, I want to say it was 4 or 5 a.m. And we just literally are laying on the ground, carpet, just laying there to nap and then wake up in the morning, go get the tire fixed on the van and go.
That's awful.
Exhausting. So that's my experience of New York. That, and then when you're in a 15-passenger van and you're pulling a trailer behind it full of music equipment, and you gotta find a place to park in New York City.
Yeah, it's hard.
Good luck. So we couldn't even merge lanes. So my friend Nathaniel's driving, and I roll down the window of the passenger seat, and I'm like, "Hello, can we get over? Thank you, knowing full well that it's only working because I'm a cute little girl asking." And I played up that sexism right there. I was like, "Hi, can I get in this lane? Can I get in? Thank you." But some of the best fried chicken I've ever had was at that place. The Wine Cellar.
I've managed. I've been to New York twice, and I've had 2 very different experiences. I went with my for my senior choir trip in high school, because I was in varsity choir, obviously. And you know from my talent singing cabaret at the beginning of the show. And that was really fun because it was all like the super tourism stuff. Like, we went to Times Square and the Statue of Liberty and Ground Zero. We sang the national anthem on Ground Zero while they were rebuilding, and it was absolutely awful. We were all sobbing. It was horrible.
Cringy.
Then we went to, and then I went again when I won that cocktail contest with Draft House, and that was completely different because it was,
that's right,
it was like a pizza and cocktail tour, so it was all like back alley stuff and nice restaurants, and
that's kind of
so
cool.
I've seen both sides, and it was super fun both times, and I would definitely go back.
That is really cool.
So I kind of got, it was nice. I feel like I'm well rounded in my New York experience now. So everyone should go. I wouldn't live there, but I had a great time visiting. It's just too loud.
It's too loud. All my experiences in cities like that are like 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Drive through, get in the car, leave. So I'm like, I think I saw the Statue of Liberty, but I was also half asleep in the back of a van, so I'm not quite sure if I remember if I saw the Statue of Liberty, but I passed it. And so that's my experience with DC. That's why I'm going there on Friday, because I'm like, maybe it's supposed to rain all weekend.
But you're going to DC on Friday?
I'm in DC.
Why? Why?
Yeah. My friend lives there, and I'm trying to get over my fear of planes. And I'm gonna be okay, because thousands of people fly every day. And it's fine.
I took mini planes like 2 months ago, and here I am talking to you now. And I hate planes probably just as much as you do. So
I'm not cursed. I will not die. I will not end up on an island. Turbulence is terrifying, but hey,
you're on some really solid antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication now. This is helpful.
It's not working this week. It is not working this week because I have seemed to overpower my daily one. So I'm going to have to start taking some extra boosters that my doctor gave me, plus that CBD.
CBD is great. It's helped me so much.
Tomorrow, if you want to hang out tomorrow,
I assumed that we would. That was my plan. I was also going to ask if you wanted me to pick you up, and we can just go together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes to both. Yeah, because I'm gonna. I want to try. I haven't tried my cocktail of 2 anxieties, antidepressant, and CBD, and I need to try them all together to see if I'm somewhat cognizant.
I think you're just going to be hella mellow.
And I probably
I don't think you're going to be weird, but I'll drive. But I don't think you're going to be, because I've...
Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it after the birthday party because I do not need to be around people because Lord knows what filter will be happening or lack thereof. Last time, remember, I had snail eyes.
True. I think I might stop and pick up more CBD on my way up tomorrow because I am out and there's going to be a lot of people and children here and I need to be chill. Also, I'm making a doctor appointment to get my depression and anxiety fixed this week.
Yay!
I know.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
That's hard.
It is. I'm not having a good time.
I did mine. Yeah, when I went to mine, I love my doctor, Dr. Shane Constable. I don't know if he wants me to say his name. Anyway.
Sorry, Dr. Shane Constable.
He's really cool. It's a really good name to remember. But I went there 2019 because I was supposed to fly to Dallas because it was going to be a 30-minute flight. And I canceled it. I couldn't do it. I canceled it. I freaked out and I just drove to Dallas.
Oh.
Instead of a 30-minute flight, it was like a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
So he gave me some of the, what is this called? Hydroxyzine.
Oh, I've taken hydroxyzine.
It's supposed to make you sleepy. And it did not, because that December I flew to Disney World and I popped plenty of them. And I was on the plane and Ryan's like, you were supposed to be asleep. And I was like, I am not. And I held Michael's hand like this the whole time. Sweet Michael. Best friend to ever go. He doesn't like planes that much either, but he held my hand that entire flight, rubbed my hand anytime we bounced. But as I was like singing the Muppets under my breath and like rocking like a true psycho person. Because the Muppets are my comfort thing. And he played played his Switch with one hand the entire flight. Like, what a great friend. What a great friend.
That's so
I love
sweet.
Michael. Like,
well, you know, I already secretly super love Michael and Ryan and want them to be my friends, but I can't talk to them because of my anxiety. So,
oh my gosh. Well, you're going to fix that.
Yeah.
Because you could just stay over there like I do. I sleep on the couch, and it's a memory foam pull-out bed on the couch. And the dogs always sleep with me, and I love it.
I don't know how to make friends anymore, Bridget. That's why we were supposed to play D&D, so that you were there, and then we could just have countless hours of fun and party. But party in the D&D way.
We will do that, and we're going to teach you how to play Disney Villainous, because Michael loves Disney Villainous, and that's your in.
Okay.
Michael, if you're listening to this, which you better be, there you go.
I just want to be friends. Y'all love Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts. You like anime. I like anime.
Well, obviously, they love Kingdom Hearts since their puppies are named after them.
My first tattoo is a Kingdom Hearts tattoo. It's on my shoulder. It's ugly now, but it was cute when I got it. That's the story of tattoos, kids. They get ugly over time. They bleed, especially if you're white AF like me. Cheers.
I have a lot of friends that want to tattoo me, but I'm like, no. If even one line is wrong, I will scratch it off my body.
We will get tattoos together. That will be your first tattoo. It'll be cute.
It has to be a minimalistic tattoo.
We can just get our
I saved
our
a bunch of cute, spooky ones.
Oh, did you send those?
That actually is cute.
On TikTok?
Did I? I think I sent you the TikToks. Yeah, I have some cute little spooky ghosts.
The TikTok was super cute. I liked it.
I follow that account because all of them are super cute.
They are.
But like this, look at this little yin and yang ghost.
Yeah, those are cute.
Adorable. This cat ghost?
I like cat ghosts.
It's a Sailor Moon cat ghost too.
That's it.
Do you see that? And then look at this one. Like, look how cute. And then this one. I like screenshot every image.
I was gonna say that's all. That is, you did it.
TikTok user crisp.ink.
You make super cute tattoos.
You're amazing.
We both follow you, so thanks. We love them.
We love your art.
I guess we should talk about anime.
I guess. Yeah. Maybe we should talk about the specific. So
I did a new thing where I wrote down the Netflix summary because they're so bad. So I thought we could read the Netflix summary and then you can summarize the actual episode.
You're watching it on Netflix?
Yes.
I'm watching it on
because
Funimation.
It is on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Oh. But I guess we should tell people where they can watch these things. We'll
put that
good.
in the description. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can watch it on Hulu, Netflix, and Funimation. If you have any of those services, it is on there.
Yep.
It's great. I think Funimation also has the original series, just Fullmetal Alchemist, if that's something you're interested in. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun to read the Netflix summaries because they're not horrible, but they're not great, and we're just gonna go into it.
Read episode 5, Reign of Sorrows, Netflix summary.
Episode 5 is Edward and Alphonse are attacked by Scar, a mysterious and incredibly powerful killer wanted for a string of gruesome murders. That one's not bad.
No, okay, that's pretty to the point there. Yeah, okay.
Right? So that's that. So give us the actual summary.
So, as that said, I keep saying Elric instead of Edward. And now are chilling there, and of course we just have to recap the Nina and Alexander storyline at the beginning of this episode, just in case you forgot you were depressed. So then they flashback. You think you're watching a flashback as Ed is a kid, transmuting cute little gifts for his mom, but then it turns into the mom nightmare Del Toro creature again, and Nina, and it's showing you how much like guilt and like shame Ed is feeling over this. And I asked, can Alphonse sleep? No, I don't think Al sleeps.
He can't.
Because he's just a soul. Which, I mean, they talk about this in the episode too of like, he can't even feel the rain. And I was like, okay. He's just looking at the rain fall in his suit. And I'm like,
there's something that really bothers me about that later on. I think it's in like episode, it's either 6 or 7. But it relates to that, so I'll come back to it then. But that did physically hurt me. And can I just say 1,000 times, Alphonse is best boy. Alphonse is baby. If you hurt Alphonse, I will kill you. He's so sweet.
And I feel like I feel like Al is one of those characters that potentially is just gonna like rage out because you went after an innocent and be an all powerful being. I don't know. That's just the vibe I get. Like he's gonna go all out, like plus ultra on someone.
He's gonna go plus ultra on them.
He's gonna go plus ultra on someone because someone is like attacking a kid or something. And he's like, no.
He's going to go beyond plus ultra.
Plus ultra. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, I know.
So basically, we see that, and they find out Nina and Tucker have been killed. And it's by Scar. Hawkeye says it, but Hawkeye's not letting them come with her to go see that crime scene because it's too gruesome. And I like her because she's like the tough love person. Like it felt like she's trying to protect what little innocence those two poor children have. And they clarify their age, I think, in the next episode. And you're just like, nah, they're so small. And then we pan over, and it looks like the Letoism guy is back, making speeches to this like giant crowd. Half the crowd's like, no, he's a fake. Half the crowd's like, no, we have to follow Leto. And it just starts turning into like this mob, and they start killing each other, and it's really sad. It's like this kid crying in the corner while you see shadows of people just stabbing, and I'm like, oh, cool. So
that's
so gross.
I didn't hear it. I just heard a
tasted. Yeah, it tastes like pizza. That's all. But
you're drinking
today is
coffee.
I know.
That's horrible.
It's
so sorry.
It's a weird combo. So it's turning against people. People are murdering. Blah blah blah. They keep talking about the human race, like they're not human. But then we realize that's not the Letoism guy because we thought he was like basically dead. It's envy, we find out. So 7 deadly sins is a thing, and we are assuming that main girl is probably lust.
Also, can we just say that envy is an androgynous king? Like, wonderful character design. Good on you,
All
man.
I want to know is how much hair gel is in Envy's hair.
Obviously not. It's all grease. You know he does not wash himself. Straight up. Straight up.
I felt like it's the opposite. Like, it is so matted that it is sharp.
Maybe he's got dreads.
We'll take it out. Nah.
No? Okay. Well, I tried. Androgynous. Continue.
So, envy and gluttony. Gluttony, like, eats a dude. It's just this whole thing. They talk about father again. I really think father is the Fuhrer.
It has to be, because she goes
I'll have more things later.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
At episode 8, I'll really tie in that theory. So then they realize Scar is probably after Ed. And so sweet baby Mustang is like, oh no, they're going after Ed.
Can we just talk about how absolutely useless Mustang has been thus far? Every time he needs to do anything, it's raining. And they're like, oh, you're useless in the rain. I'm like, well, too bad Central City is always raining.
I completely forgot he was like the fire alchemist.
I'm like, well, where's the flame? When are you gonna bring Goku out of here, man? Like, what's going on?
Ugh.
I can't.
Okay. So then we get this really sad scene of Ed and Al sitting on that statue still. And Ed's doubting the trust of alchemy. He's talking about science. He's talking about the circle of life. And you just, and then Al starts talking about he wants his body, can't feel rain. I just want to hold them like my babies.
Sweet babies.
It makes me really upset. And then straight up Scar comes in and is like, I'm gonna kill you. And Al's like, whoa, move, doc. And so then we realize Scar does deconstruction. So that's only like half of the circle of alchemy.
There's 3 stages of alchemy. It's comprehension, deconstruction, and reconstruction.
And so he stops at deconstruction. So he's very kind of like Shigaraki feel right now. I wrote that down.
I wonder if he learned the rest of it, or if he stopped there because that's all he needed.
I'm wondering that too, because
we've yet to see him stay in there.
Yeah, stay in the storyline.
Scar, honorable mention, his English voice actor is J. Michael Tatum. Do you know who he voices? Do you want to guess? It's one of your boys. No.
It's one of my boys?
It's one of your boys.
Is it Aizawa?
No. It is from My Hero and Attack on Titan, though. Maybe they're my boys.
Maybe they're your boys.
He voices Tenya Ida and Erwin
these are your
Smith.
boys.
These are your boys.
I love them. If it's Ida, it's your boy.
You don't love Ida? What the F is
I love
you?
I love Ida, but I don't love Ida like you love Ida.
We stan our class rep, okay? Ida is best boy. We love him.
I love Ida, so especially in the latest few chapters of the manga when he's like, no, we're gonna get you. You are our class. And he's like, so class 1A, like. Okay. Plus, so anyway, they start fighting. We're like, oh snap, he can deconstruct things, and then he gets half of Alphonse's suit, and you're like, no. And then he gets Ed's arm. This is all in caps in my notes. Alphonse's suit, Ed's arm. And so we realize that Ed doesn't have to draw the transmutation circle because he just makes a circle with his arms, and that counts as his transmutation circle. So that's why he always claps his hands together. But now he's got one arm, so he's out of luck.
Do you think he could like
although I was like,
I
was like, sit down and slam your feet together, Doc. Come on. Yoga pose. You're flexible.
I always assumed it was the metal that let him do that for some reason. I was like, maybe he's got it like written somewhere on the metal. And no, it's just his fucking arms making the circle. Freaking arms. Sorry, Mom. I tried.
But I said Scar's got like very Stain-like judgment of like receiving judgment, purification, all that. Because he says at one point he doesn't like alchemists because they mutate things from their natural form and they profane God. But then my boy Roy Mustang shows up and can't save the day, even though he talks a lot of smack because it's raining. He can't make a spark in the rain. And so Hawkeye was just like, step aside. It like saves him. I wrote, Hawkeye saves him from his cocky masculinity, which is not wrong. No. I love him, but not wrong. So then this is when we get introduced, and I really hope he stays a main person for a long time. My baby, my man, strong arm alchemist, Major Armstrong.
I love him.
Strips at every chance he gets with sparkly eyes, is also super soft, but super strong. Absolutely my ideal man right there. Anyway.
Would you like to hear a fun fact, actually?
Yeah.
Turns out that all state alchemists, once they are registered as state alchemists, they're automatically given the title major. So technically, Edward is also a major. But that's just a thing.
Major Armstrong, it feels like Stretch Armstrong. And he's the strong
and they also call him
Major Armstrong.
The Major, but I'm just sitting here like, but you're all majors.
But he's the best boy major.
Okay, well, I just wanted to throw that out there. There's some straight facts for you. Here we go.
I enjoyed it. And so then we have a comment said about Scar. Because Hawkeye only manages to graze him once with a bullet, that he has red eyes, brown skin, and he's Ishvalan. And I'm sitting here like, he what? So we'll catch up to Ishvalan in the next episode and what that is and how depressing it is and more of the corrupt society and more of my Führer ideas. My favorite little animation note for this episode is the animation when Alphonse is punching Ed. It made me pause because I was laughing so hard because you see a punch, but it is literally like those classic anime, like poorly drawn, but he's just like perfectly rotating in a circle twice, just like, it is one of my favorite little drawn segments of just, why are you punching me? And it's just like the noise he makes and spins in a perfect circle. And I was like, what a great little lighthearted moment to really depressing. These boys just got obliterated again. And then Alphonse gets really deep and says he wants Ed to have hope and not succumb to his depression and accept death. And then we start getting serious, and then we just back it up with something funny again because Alphonse yells, and now my other arm's falling off because my brother's a big fat idiot. And I was like, this is a classic sibling argument right here. I love when we get to see them be like 15-year-old siblings. So then we get a random animated backstory to Ishvalan, which is, you start realizing this story has a lot of German, like,
I was gonna say,
so
they're
a lot of German stuff.
Nazis.
Yeah, like, you've got Führer's Ishvalan, you've got this, like, civil war. So Ishvalans believed that their god was the one true creator and were basically sequestered to one corner of the state. 13 years ago, a military officer accidentally shot and killed an Ishvalan child, and it led to a full-blown civil war. Rebellion led, and the Führer said to exterminate all of Ishval. Alchemists were brought in to just kill people. So they basically say, like, Scar's revenge is justified because they just slaughtered. And it looks like in that backstory flashback, we see that Roy Mustang is one of the alchemists that were... we get why they're called the dogs of the military. They are just, like, the murderers, straight up.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it's not great. And so it ends with them traveling back home to go visit Winry, their mechanic.
I'm going over my notes
little sweet neighbor girl.
I missed anything. Hold on. No. I did put in my notes though that I just said, "Yep, they're Nazis." That's my last on here, and I did write, "Mustang is useless, pretty but useless."
Pretty but useless.
And I also put Edward be like, "Guess I'll die now." Haha. That's it.
Like every episode, Edward's like, well, gotta die.
Guess I'll die.
And poor Al is like, "No, bro, I want my body back."
So sweet.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's episode.
That episode. 5. Yeah, Reign of Sorrows. That episode is basically a really good backstory to the current, like, storyline that we're gonna follow about Ishvalan, Scar.
Honestly, this next one is too. It gives you a lot. Episode 6.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of those.
The Netflix summary.
Oh yeah.
The Elrics meet Dr. Marco, a state alchemist running from past sins, who has information that could put the Philosopher's Stone within reach.
Okay, so that's like 10 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, I told you they're not good. They're not good notes.
If maybe 10 minutes. Yeah, like...
Yeah.
That is the beginning scene. So, it's Major Armstrong, my boo thing, with his sweet little curl, is coming with them for protection. And it's really funny because he loves these boys. Like, genuinely loves these boys.
I think everyone does a little bit. Like, I think all of the people in the military, like, the whatever, my brain, guys, I've been ill. Please forgive me. Yes, but even the non-alchemy people, the people that are just with them all the time, like, I don't think Hawkeye is an alchemist, neither are Ross or Broche, but they all love these boys. They just want them to be happy, and it's so sweet.
Ross, Broche, and Armstrong are like my favorite little trio trying to watch over these boys. It is so funny. And this episode made me love Armstrong even more because he learns the boys' backstory and is just like, "You poor sweet children."
Yes.
Love it. Meanwhile, Granny's over there smoking a pipe like, "Yeah, their dad was my old drinking buddy." And I was like, I freaking love Granny.
Granny goes hard, man. I was like,
yeah.
Get it, Granny. Anyway,
when like her and Ed's first interaction when he comes back to the farm is just straight up insulting each other and just like ready to brawl in the front yard. Beautiful.
As most grandmothers do, I would just like to point out, if your grandmother has ever just run up to you and been like, "Oh, my love," my grandma, the first thing she says to me whenever she sees me is, "What'd you do to your hair?" Or,
I get the hair comment all the time.
"You look a little pale. Maybe you should try something new with your makeup." You chose those classes. I love my grandmother so much. She is everything I want to be as a person, except for the slightly racist tendencies. Sorry, Nini. I know you're not going to listen to this, though, so whatever. but she's not a sweet, "I'm going to make you cookies grandma." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just not a thing.
Got it.
Granny, get it.
My favorite thing is, like, they're on this train going back home, and they have Al in a box. He's basically with the sheep. And I was like, oh, poor sweet little baby.
I love him.
He's like, I put him with the sheep for company. And it just, like, pans back to, like, cute little Alphonse poorly
and he
drawn
looks
face.
so happy. He's just sitting there like, oh, sheep.
Because he's just in a box. And his poor thing is just like obliterated. So Dr. Marco, we see him. Armstrong recognizes him and he runs away. And we're like, that's kind of sketchy. He's a state alchemist that disappeared after the Civil War and maybe knows bioalchemy. Armstrong draws a sketch of him and it's really good. And so we learn that Armstrong families are portraitures also passed down through the family. Because it's like, that's really good.
Because why wouldn't he be, though? And, like, bless.
I told you, he's a soft, buff boy. Love him.
Soft buff boy.
Soft buff boy. I love him. And he's just carrying around Al in a box on his shoulder.
I'm dead.
How
heavy?
He busts in the door.
How heavy do you think Al is?
It doesn't matter.
Do you think he's actually heavy, or because he's so empty, he's just not heavy at all?
I think he's probably actually really heavy. Have you ever picked up, like, suit of armor?
Yeah, but he's heavy. An empty person. He's empty, though. So he's probably not as heavy as we're thinking he is. Like, he's probably just, like, 100 pounds heavy. Have you picked up
a piece of a suit of armor? Yes. It's, like, heavy.
But
there's nothing in it, so it's still the suit
Armstrong
of armor.
Is totally one of those guys that would wear the armor, though, and be fine. Like, you know what I mean? So would it really be bad?
If you wear the armor...
Yeah.
Would you, like... It's kind of creepy.
Could he wear him? I'm sorry.
That's what I'm asking. Like, so they find Dr. Marco's place, and how they break in is they just straight up throw Al in the box through the door.
Which is so kind to Al. Thanks for that.
And he says nothing throughout the whole thing. He's just like,
he's just there being best boy.
Yeah, sweet boy. So Marco talks about researching that thing that took so many lives in the Civil War, and we're like, uh-oh, what is that thing?
He calls it
what?
The Devil's Research.
The Devil's Research, yeah. And
it's the Devil's Research.
And in the next episode, we quickly learn why.
It is the Devil's Research.
So, like, Dr. Armstrong now is just a normal doctor in a small city.
Marco.
Not
Morrow.
Not Armstrong. Dr. Marco. Is now just a doctor in this small city trying to, like, do good because he felt like he did horrible. Then we realize he was working with this Philosopher's Stone, and then it's, like, liquid because it can take on many forms, and you could create a Philosopher's Stone. It's imperfect, but you can create it. And so that's what that dude, Letoism dude, had on his ring. It's an incomplete stone, but can amplify power. You have to produce
until
the
it just
stone.
Breaks.
Yeah,
and you don't know when it reaches its limit.
So it's sketchy, but that apparently we find out that's how they, like, just obliterated people, the Ishvalan, in the Civil War. So they don't take the stone because they didn't want to deprive the town of their only doctor. It shows, Ed and Al's true goodness and why they're different from so many alchemists.
Sweet babies.
Sweet little babies. And so,
we love.
The guy's like, I'm not going to give you this info. It's Devil's Research. I don't want you to do this. But last minute, when they're at the train station, he changes his mind, gives them this note. It's a hint where they can find more info, and maybe they can deconstruct it. And he leaves with the parting words of, I believe you'll get your bodies back. Well, we'll see. All right. And then, but it ends with Marco goes back to his room, and Lust is there. And so we can assume that Marco is dead.
Yeah. Or they're going to use him to do stuff. Because we didn't see him die, and they've not shied away from that thus far.
I think we assume he's dead because she got the info where he gave that hint as to where the stuff is. And then in the next scene, next episode, we see it burn. So I think they tortured him. I'm assuming he's dead. He may not be. We didn't see it, but I assume off screen.
No, I don't have faith. I lied. This anime has given me no faith thus far. I'm like, why do
it's really depressing.
I don't.
So we get to see Winry all grown up. Winry's a babe.
Ooh, fun voice actor update. The English voice actor for Winry is Caitlin Glass. Guess who she is?
Who?
She's from My Hero Academia.
Froggy.
No.
I don't know.
Wow.
Wow. Ochako.
She is Miss Mina Ashido Pinky Bay. There you go.
Okay.
Here we go, Winry.
I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. They got similar personalities, too.
Mm-hmm. And they're both babes.
Chaotic good. So we get to see Winry, and Granny just straight up's like, "You've grown smaller," as Ed walks up, and we know that's Ed's trigger. And I just think it's amazing that, like, that, oh, you haven't visited, just, you've gone and grown smaller.
I found my note.
I said, they really like to punch Ed.
I found my note.
Go, what's your note?
My rain note and why this bothered me. So, when they get there, Winry, like, kicks Alphonse and Ed, and you just see them both laying there, and Alphonse is like, his hands are twitching like he's in pain. But if he can't feel the rain, how can he feel the kick? That's my question. Why?
He feels it in his soul, Lauren.
Inconsistency.
Feels it in his soul.
No.
Anyway.
Continue, please.
I'm sure we're gonna see a lot more of inconsistencies like that, but it's for fun. The dog has a metal leg, which I'm like, this is really sweet. Like, they are trying their best to, like, not use magic, but, like, I don't know. They're really sweet. I love them. I wrote, I love that Armstrong strips to do everything. He did the wood chopping thing before Captain America.
I also put Armstrong is best, Armstrong is baby, kill everyone for Armstrong.
You know the iconic Captain America ripped the logs? Like, that's straight up what he's doing. And I was like, look at this babe.
What I've learned from watching so much anime in my life is that anime has always done it first. Always. There's never gonna be something you watch that wasn't done in anime before it was made on the movies or the TV. The movies or the TV? How old am I?
The movies. The movies or the TV. You 50-year-old lady.
Okay, it says you. I got your text yesterday.
Which one?
Wait. The one you sent me and Ryan, were you being really old?
Oh, when I walked out of a movie theater and yelled at a bunch of teenagers, walk,
don't
please!
Run.
Walk, please! It's my...
If I'm 50, you're 80.
I just am, like, so ingrained in me, because that Evo Kyle hallway is just, like, Draft House Marketplace, and so I just, like, I was texting, and it just felt like the same as having a tray on your shoulder and being like, walk, please! So, yeah, I immediately was like, I don't work here, oh my gosh! And, like, looked it out of the theater and was like, ah! So, like, 5 people in our auditorium, but all of them heard me go, walk, please!
It's okay. I forgive you.
It's embarrassing. Anyway, don't run in a movie theater hallway. So we find out Granny knows their family because she was an old drinking buddy of their dad, and so she's been watching over him. She also doesn't know what happened to their dad, but you can tell she's kind of ticked off.
We also know that he's probably alive because he left.
Yeah.
He didn't die.
He left.
He just left them.
A lot of them are assuming he's dead or as good as dead. But,
and I have a really cool theory about that, but I'm going to wait till the end of the podcast.
Is he the blonde guy in the intro? Because I wrote that down. I think their dad is the blonde guy in the intro with glasses.
I don't think that's him.
He's got a ponytail.
With glasses, yes, that guy. I thought you meant, like, at the very beginning. I was like, I think that's just older Ed. But, yeah.
No, that is straight up Ed, but the guy with the glasses, and I was like, very dad-like.
That's definitely Daddy Elric. And I've been referring to him as Daddy Elric in my notes.
Daddy Elric?
Yes. And that's just who he's gonna be. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's alive, and I have an interesting idea about that for a later time. I'm not gonna get into it yet. It's in my episode wrap up. We'll get to that.
If we get to find out in this recording, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So then we find out the house they grew up in is gone, and so you straight up see that they burned down their own house as soon as he got his state alchemist license because they don't want to like turn back. It's always moving forward.
Which is so sad.
I was like, these poor children. We learned that they're 14 and 15, and it's just really upsetting. And so when Ed comes back from visiting their mom's grave, it just is Armstrong with bawling and being like, "You poor sweet child." I was like, "Oh, he's such a big softie." And I love him.
We also find out that Winry's parents were surgeons who died in the war, so they also went to Ishbal.
Yes,
which is sad for Winry, but also explains why she's probably so into prosthetics.
Yeah, because the comic Granny said was there were never enough doctors. Mm-hmm. And it makes me kind of wonder, like, how did they die as doctors? Normally, you know, they're kind of like off limits in a war. So I'm thinking, like, did they just like straight up bomb with the Philosopher's Stone?
I think it was a
and
massacre.
Like eliminate all life.
Yeah. Like we already know that the government is effed, and also in this episode you see that Ed also knows the government is effed, like, because they're talking about it and he's just unfazed and he's like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, there's got to be something more that they know that they're not telling us yet.
Yeah, I got vibes that, like, it was kind of like the end of Hunger Games, you know, when the little sister runs out to go help because they're medics, but they're bombing, like, a whole area, whether you're innocent,
she died.
Women, children. It's very sad. It's very sad. Oh, yay! Hot take.
Point. It was sad in the book. When I watched the movie, I was like, I'm over this. I just want this series to be over. Please end my suffering. Here we are. Sorry, J-Law, there's nothing wrong with you, I don't think, but I'm just over Hunger Games. Cheers.
Cheers. So we learn, that's basically the whole episode, and they're gonna go back, and they're gonna go try and find that hint.
Which is to go to the National Central Library of First Branch, which supposedly holds a F-ton of research for all alchemy.
Yeah. Yep. And so then that leads us into episode 7, Hidden Truths. You want to read that Netflix description?
You know I do, boo. I don't like this one because I don't know, it really just kind of gives something away. And I was like, okay, well. So it's having discovered the horrific ingredient in a Philosopher's Stone. Like, it just starts out with that, and you're like, wow, okay.
What a spoiler to the episode.
The Elrics prowl the grounds of a secret laboratory to discover more facts. That's it. So I was like, wow, okay, so I guess something horrible's in the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, you get the whole 5th laboratory thing spoiled. That's that's end episode.
Right there, man. So that's cool.
Netflix, do better.
Come on. Netflix. Pay me, I'll write your summaries.
If you want to sponsor us, we'll
do
edit
better.
That out.
We'll do better for you. There you go.
We'll do better for you.
We make really good summaries. I used to do it all the time for no reason at all. Because I was bored.
Funimation and Crunchyroll also hire us. Anyway,
I'm giving your voice actors such good shout outs right now.
You are. You're doing great. You're doing great.
You too, babe.
Thanks. I brushed my hair too.
You brushed your hair.
Okay, anyway.
You're so cute.
I had to because this giant pimple I'm hiding, it hurts so bad.
I know. Will you be wearing that tomorrow?
I might be if it doesn't. I have a pimple patch on it, praying that it goes down. But I had a pimple patch on it all last night too, so I don't. My face, like, I have one here.
Might just be too deep.
I have one here.
It's too deep.
I'm not going to show it. I thought about showing it on here.
It's okay.
You know what? I'm going to do it.
We don't
because people. It's a cute little heart, but you can see how raised it is.
Really cute. It is a little red.
It's like a giant knot on my head. It looks like I slammed my head. Just so y'all know, that's a pimple patch. It's not that red of skin. I'm trying to get all of that nasty out. But the cats are now fighting behind me. Okay.
That was a good recruit. Thank you.
There's Pepper. Yeah. The loud one is Pepper, always. Okay, episode 7. Hidden Truths. They're heading back to Central, find out more about the Stone Library. It's assumed that Lust killed Marco, because they're already there. Lust and Gluttony have gone after Scar, and now there's this explosion. They busted him out of jail. They were trying to kill him. Is he dead? We don't know. Scar's jacket is found. It's shredded and bloody, but they can't find a body. If you can't find a body, they're always alive. So basically, they're going to assume he's alive.
Yes.
And the sad part is the library is burnt down. And so Ed and Al are upset because they're like, that was it. No more. And so they're going to look in this other library spot, and this poor little librarian, Sheska, is trapped under all these books. And I wrote very German names. This is when it started clicking to me. I was like, oh my gosh. She has a photographic memory, so she's their human library. And so...
Oh, wait. You said Sheska, right? Wait.
Yes, I did.
I have a voice actor for Sheska.
Sheska.
Do I?
Do
no,
you?
I lied. I don't. No.
You don't.
Go ahead.
All right. Just kidding. Wait. Yeah.
No, I lied. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. No Sheska voice actor. We're so sorry.
Sorry, Sheska.
So she has all of the notes memorized. Anything that was in that library, she has it memorized. And she's just kind of this chaotic character. She's like, I'll never be able to pay for my mom's hospital because I just read instead of putting things away. Same thing happened to me in 7th grade. I was a library aide, won an award, just got in trouble all the time for reading instead of putting books away. But the librarian loved me. Shout out to Miss Aldridge. So, real life Sheska, right here. Also, can't remember anything, though, so I'm not helpful. Modern Sheska. I have no memory. So, she writes it down, and everybody's like, these are recipes. This isn't helpful. We just got a cookbook. And Ed says most alchemy notes are, coded because they're super dangerous. So they've got to spend this whole time decoding and decrypting this stuff. And I wrote, Alphonse is literally the soul of the team.
He is. I love him.
Because he's like super supportive to Sheska, and they get her this job because what's his name walks in and was like, we lost all these files.
General
like,
Hughes.
She has all of them memorized.
I have
General Hughes.
I have a General Hughes voice actor. Wait, where are we?
All right.
Where are we? Because I was surprised by it. Wait. It's on my other notes.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
I'm so sorry. Hold on.
It's only mild pressure.
I was very excited about this because General Hughes is played by Sonny Strait, who is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z, Krillin. So everyone, if you hate Krillin, you can bite me. I love Krillin.
Which one's Krillin?
He's the bald one. He's human. He's the human that hangs out with the Super Saiyans. He's like the only
short
human.
one?
Yeah, the tiny bald dude. But also,
okay.
Speaking of Krillin, Maria Ross is voiced by Meredith McCoy, who voices Krillin's wife, the babe of all babes, Android 18. So Android 18, get it? What?
He's married to an android?
He is, and they have a baby together, and we're not going to talk about it. It's very confusing.
How does that work?
Super Saiyan magic, man. They're aliens, and she's a biological android. I don't really get how it works. It's a whole thing. But she also becomes human at one point. Like, it's like a magic thing. It's a whole thing. But her name is Android 18. Like, that's the character's name. And
is she the one with the teal hair?
No, she's the blonde one.
Oh,
the blonde one in the jean jacket. I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
No,
I got
while
it.
We're on this, Danny Brosh, who's our other new military best boy, one of Armstrong's homies, he's played by Jim Faranda, and he is a My Hero voice actor. Do you want to guess who?
I know, I've been so bad at these.
It's Muscular. Oh, wait, actually, Lieutenant Hughes was someone else, too, from My Hero, I think. I might be crazy.
Muscular, like the one...
Yes.
Ooh, Muscular was such a great villain.
I'm sorry, I gotta go back to Lieutenant Hughes because I forgot one of the voices he did. It's also My Hero, and he is a pro hero. Can you guess?
Okay. Genist. Best genist.
He is Presentation Michael, my friend. Present Mike.
Present Mike!
Present Mike in the house.
I love Present Mike. Ugh, Present Mike and Aizawa. I love them.
They're husbands, but I don't care what anyone says. Sometimes when you just have a bro that's the most bro, you're secretly in love, and that's okay. They don't ever have to talk about it. They don't have to get married, but we know. We're here for it. I support you, Presentation Michael.
I love Present Mike.
I know.
I just love Present Mike in the test when he's just like, I'm waiting. And just like straight up just blasting them. And then all the bugs get him and he absolutely has to go to the medical unit because he's so grossed out by the bugs. And I was like, same.
Relatable.
Same.
All right.
Impatient, loud, freaked out by bugs. Same.
I also can't decide how I feel about Lieutenant Hughes. Like, part of me thinks that he's bad. But part of me wants him to be good, but he gives me a vibe.
He's way too peppy.
He gives me a vibe.
He's way too peppy.
Like, he can switch from being like, yeah, my kids, my wife, to, so what about that thing, the evil thing?
Yeah,
you know, the thing of evil things.
I feel like he's like a mole or something.
Also, speaking of kind of sketchy things, Mustang in this episode said that he wanted to be the Fuhrer. So,
I saw,
it was like evil.
It was like Real Attack on Titan style when the two, I won't spoil it and say the two people, they're like, I'm the Colossal Titan and he's the whatever Titan. And it's like in the background of somebody else talking and you're like,
yeah.
Like, I missed it the first time when Ryan goes, were you paying attention? Did you even hear what happened? I was like, yeah, these people were talking about the war. And he was like, no. And so he rewound it and played it and I was like, what? Did he just say he's the Colossal Titan? Ryan's like, I know. It's in the background of them talking, and he's like, I'm the Colossal Titan, and he's the Armored Titan. You're like, what? Huh? You can't just say that while someone else is having a discussion. And he goes, that's how it was in the manga, too. It was, like, really tinily written in a corner while, like, there's big bubbles everywhere else, and you're like,
that's pretty ballsy. That's
exactly
I'm not gonna lie.
I know. It was great. It was a great moment. But that's how I felt this was. He's like, I want to be Fuhrer one day. And they're like, don't show your ambitions. And
I just put useless and questionable.
How dare you?
Okay,
anyway.
Make him do something. You heard me, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I know you're already created, but make him do something. Thank you.
Make him do something. This has already came out years ago, but...
I know this is from 2009, but I need Mustang to not be a little bee. You know what I mean? Just saying.
But the Black Eyed Peas told us to I'm a bee. Anyway,
no.
So they decrypted their notes and are super angry because he says, it is the devil's research. We did it, but, you know, the main ingredient for a philosopher's stone is human life. And for one stone, you have to make multiple human sacrifices. So I think that's why in the intro, when it zooms in on the stone, it's all those, like, faces. It's like, it's a bloodstone, essentially. And then they're, like, laying in bed, and Ed says, Al, there's something I wanted to tell you, but I was a little scared. And they get interrupted, and it just, like, haunts us for the rest of this episode and next episode.
I'm upset about it.
What does he want to say? Like, we still don't know what he wants to say. It is driving me crazy.
The end of episode 8, when Al's just, like, going over it, I'm like, me too, bud. Especially after the whole, like, deep talk okay, we'll get into that. I'm sorry. Episode 8 really upset me.
I am exactly like I would have never let that go. I would be like, we're having a conversation. What were you going to tell me?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'll tell you later. And I'm like, no, I have anxiety. You have to tell me now. You can't tell me that we want to talk later because I think you want to. 1, you're mad at me even if I did nothing. 2, you're mad at me. 3, I did something wrong even if I did nothing. And I'm just going to like
my boss
physically be ill until you tell me.
Does this to me all the time. Joe, I'm talking to you because you're supportive and I know you're gonna listen to this, Joe. Okay? He'll come up to me and be like, oh hey, so I gotta tell you something. And I'll be like, oh wait, no, never mind. And just walk away from me. And I'm like,
no!
Why would you do that?
You can't do
that! It's
not
anything important. It's like, oh, someone called out for this department today. We need to give them an extra 10 minutes. And I'm like, why can't you tell me that when we started the shift? Like,
I was crying, like, why wouldn't you just tell me that?
So, Joe,
my brother and I had told my dad that. Like, you can't text us, we need to talk later, because my dad just needs the reminder and needs us to, like, take time out of our schedule, but we're dying inside, like, physically ill. Like, I will call and be like, what's wrong? Can you tell me now? And so my dad will have to now text us, we need to talk later. It's not bad. It's about this subject. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. We have come to an arrangement now of, it's not bad. Here's the discussion. And it's like, we just need to talk about bill money, and I need you to pay in cash, or I need you to pay on Venmo this month, or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay. Thank you.
In my brain,
if you would have just said we need to talk later, I'm like, I messed up.
In my brain, it's always,
so
you
sorry.
have done something awful, and I need you to not be in my life anymore, ever. Thanks. And I'm like,
I immediately revert back to, like, high school me, and I'm like, I did something, I lied, I snuck out or something, like, and I've done none of those things, but I have convinced myself I have done all of those things, because anxiety is the worst.
Yes.
The worst. You lie to yourself and you believe it, and it's the worst. Anyway, thank you for coming to our therapy session.
That was really fun.
That'll be $50.
Anyway, Joe, I'm gonna really need you to stop doing that to me. Thanks. Okay.
Joe, that's wrong. Okay, so what did he want to tell Al? We still don't know. We won't know tonight. It sucks. So the truth hidden within the truth. I don't know what I wrote that for. That was a quote.
I don't know why you
really
wrote that either. It was about.
Oh, they think there's something else in the recipes. So they're going back like that. Thanks, brain. I was like, why did I write this down? So like, I don't think this is just a Philosopher's Stone recipe. I think there's a truth inside this truth. Like, it's super encrypted. So then they start talking about the 5th lab, and it's defunct. It was never brought. It's right next to a prison. And they're all like, no. If you need human souls and people are on death row, they'll be marked as executed. But they're just taking their souls and making Philosopher's Stones.
Effed. It's effed. If y'all didn't mistrust the military, you better mistrust it now, sons.
In anime and in real life. Anyway,
shots fired.
So the government might be behind this. Armstrong immediately gets real serious and is like, don't speak of this to anyone, because this means this could have like a mole inside. People could know. They have to keep it secret. And then he straight up is like, do not, Elric brothers, go to the 5th lab. They're like, we're not gonna, no. And he's like, do.
And then they go.
Not. So what do? They go to the 5th lab.
They go
to the 5th lab. And then one of my favorite little Al moments, Edward climbs through like this vent to get inside, and he's like, Al, it doesn't matter if I'm not safe or not, you don't fit. And he just straight up sits down and pounds and goes, it's not like I asked to get this big.
I literally put, aw, Big Al.
Oh, Al. And then we are introduced to number 66 and number 48. And they're creepy looking dudes, and Al gets attacked, and that's the end of that episode. So that leads us in to episode 8.
Episode.
That was a really big episode. It did a lot of back planning and storyline and some good action, and I mean, it was a great episode. Great episode. All right. Episode 8, the 5th laboratory. Give us our...
Hold on. I feel like I might have something. We also learn in this episode that Central is located in East City. So the way that... I just want to set up the map for everyone real quick. So this is set in a fictional country called Amestris, I think. I don't know. And Command is set in East City, and there's Central City, which is the exact middle, North City, East City, South City, West City. Like, very creative. And everything else is just kind of based in those quadrants. So the majority of the story happens in East City. So that's just something to keep in mind. East City is also the closest of all of those cities to Ishbal, which is also interesting. And Ishbal is very close to the boys' hometown of Rizenbul. Like,
interesting.
Very close. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind for later.
That's helpful. I'm really bad at directions and knowing where things are. Attack on Titan was easier because it was circles. But then when we started introducing another country, I was like, I don't know where we are.
You're like, no, this is...
I don't know what's happening.
I'm very into the map of things.
I'm lost.
I have to keep track of where everyone goes. So, and Dana did that to me.
I'm not good at that.
She did that to me because when we write fan fiction, she literally draws the map. She draws the apartment and the buildings so that we know exactly where everything is. She's got a thing, and she's given it to me, and I don't know if I'm happy about that.
She should be a dungeon master.
That's what I told her. But she's playing her first ever campaign, so she's never played before.
First?
Yeah.
What?
But she's already getting a little like, ooh, I wouldn't have done it that way. And I was like, you need to just make your own campaign, bro. Like,
yeah, she'd be a great DM.
I know.
It's just also letting go of control. Because I'm not a good DM. Because I'm like, no,
that's why she doesn't want to do it. That's why she doesn't want to do it. Yeah. You can just be evil like me and be like, all right, take out your 4-sided die. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you're dead. Which is mean, but I don't care.
I always roll a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh, okay.
The 5th laboratory.
So this is the Netflix summary for the 5th laboratory. Ed and Al furiously battle the 5th Laboratory's psychotic guards. In the chaos, the truth behind the Philosopher's Stone is buried in the rubble. Again, give you the whole story right there.
Like, buried in the rubble. But there's nothing buried in the rubble.
No, but
they
explode it at the end of the episode. They tear it down.
Yeah,
so it tells you, hey, it's destroyed. Have fun.
Yeah. Stop spoiling
Get it together, Netflix. Ugh.
Netflix. So we see the skull-looking thing. It's number 66, and we come back to him later. He straight up reminds me of like a Scooby-Doo villain. And then number 48 is who Ed encounters inside. And the first thing you notice is his eyes look like owls. And I wrote that down before things got revealed. I was like, his eyes kind of look like owl. And he's got the same like armor little head tie thing. And I was like, And yep, he's hollow inside. He's just like Owl. I wrote hollow inside. He is not hallowed.
But is he deadly?
He is hollow. He is deadly. Thank you.
Sorry.
Boo.
Sorry.
So we find out 48 was on death row. He was Slicer, a mass murderer. His soul's bound to that armor, and they made him a guard dog because of his skills. We see that he has a blood seal. He, like, shows it to Ed because he's so cocky that he's like, come on, let's fight. Let's do this. And then, what's his name? Those 2 guards that I can never remember their name realize that Ed and Al are gone. And my favorite...
Rosh and Brosh.
My favorite quote is, Major Armstrong is going to take off his shirt and yell at us again, isn't he?
Can you imagine? I just want to take a second. Take a second, okay? You're in the military. Your commanding officer, every time he scolds you, rips his clothes off. He just rips it off and is like, listen, you did a big bad. You're getting demoted.
I would have married him. Would have married him by then.
No, you'd probably be terrified. Just think about that. Think about what he would look like in real life. He's bald with a little curl coming out of his head, and he just cries all the time, and he's naked.
I don't know if I'd be terrified. I think it'd be a different emotion.
Can anyone please draw a realistic version of Major Armstrong so Bridget can see what her future husband looks like? Because I really need you to think about what you're saying.
Our email is gatewayanimePodcast@gmail.com. If you could send in a high resolution so I could get that printed, I will frame it. Thank you.
If anyone, if you want to be extra, if you want to make a life-size cutout of it for Bridget, she has several, so she'll keep it.
Oh, no, I got rid of those when I moved out.
Well, good.
I know.
It was time. She needs a new one, y'all. So
I need a new one.
Please, somebody.
I will also take an All Might. And an Aizawa. Thank you. I have a request on orders. Anyway, so we see the symbol. I wrote this down. It's never addressed in the episode, but the symbol on 48's back is this. It's the same symbol on the State Alchemist pocket watch, that dragon thing.
Yes, but it's different than Al's, which I don't understand. Al's
pocket watch, or
no, his symbol is different than theirs, like his soul seal.
Oh. Well, the soul seal is different, yes, because I think, because we talk about this later on, they're under control, and Owl is not. That's the big thing that we deal with.
But are they? Because 66 runs away at the end of it. He doesn't die in the rubble. He leaves.
True.
So do they have free will? And if so, what makes them stay?
I think 66 might just be avoiding the rubble, but I think they have to stay. Like their life's mission, or maybe their life's mission was to protect that like lab, and that lab is destroyed now, so the seal is broken for him.
I don't know.
But the fact that he's got the dragon alchemist symbol on his back, I'm like, corrupt government. They're straight up doing this. Just what Armstrong said.
We knew.
The Fuhrer is bad.
Called it last episode.
Who'd have guessed that the Fuhrer was bad after we Googled tyrannical
Not
leader?
us, because we had to Google what it meant.
Not us!
Also, I would like to point out, I was a history major, and I did not know what Fuhrer meant.
Oh, Lauren.
Okay, I dropped out of school many a moon ago. I'm 28. I stopped going to school when I was like 20. So, I got my associates. And
look at you.
That's about
Look at you. If they made a movie about it, we'd know. Like they haven't made a movie about it.
So many movies
anyway,
about World War II.
I know.
I can't.
I know.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, anyway, so then we meet 66. 66 is also a murderer whose soul's been tethered. It's a butcher named Barry who is super, super duper psycho, who likes cutting up meat. That wasn't enough anymore, so he started cutting up people. Also, he's Barry the Chopper, but we really missed an opportunity for Barry the Butcher.
I know. I was like, why would
I was like,
alliteration?
oh, Barry the Butcher, and they were like, Barry the Chopper, and I was like, what?
I thought I was really disappointed. I really put what a waste. I put what a waste. I was so upset.
It needed to be Barry the Butcher, and we got Barry the Chopper. Anyway,
get it together.
He was caught, sent to the gallows. He died by execution, but his soul was bound to the skull armor. But he starts messing with Owl's head like hardcore.
I like the ideas he puts there, though. And also, what if? Who knows? We don't know if any of this is for certain. We know that Granny knows of Alphonse. But what if all those memories are nothing? What if it's not a thing at all? Who knows, is all I'm saying. A lot's happened.
I don't think Ed would do that. Anyway.
I don't think he would do it purposefully, but whenever he lost his stuff, I mean, he went through that whole ordeal where he, like, fell through infinity.
And Al didn't.
And what if he just, in that infinity, saw what could be and what he needed to move past it, and then he made it? What if he knew he needed someone, and he put that soul in there?
Thought about this way more than I did.
I did think about it a lot.
I was just straight up, what? I was like, straight up like, what a manipulation tactic. Don't listen to him. Your brother loves you.
I'm a fanfiction writer. Any way I can twist this story, I will do it, and I love it. And all I'm thinking of is, okay, so the soul didn't attach, and he's just gone. So what if he's gone because he was never really there, and it's actually just another soul that he brought back on accident? But, like, there's a whole thing. I don't know.
Okay, I think that's gonna get shut down pretty fast. but we'll see.
I'm just saying, it's a possibility, and I'm open to it. If something weird happens later, you owe me a pumpkin spice latte or something. I don't know.
Deal. If this somehow
if Alphonse is actually a dead brother from the past,
PSL,
then you owe me a pumpkin spice latte. Cool.
And if I'm right, and it straight up is just Al's soul tethered and not controlled, you owe me a pumpkin spice latte. Okay, deal.
We all win.
It's very us bet, like, it's coffee. Yes. We need coffee. So then we basically get this cool little twist surprise because he knocks off Slicer's head, Ed does, and it's two disembodied souls.
Cool.
There's the head and there's the body, because it was actually a pair of brothers that were the crime spree people. And this is when Ed first takes a note from Scar's book, which I thought was really interesting. It still gave me a lot of Stain vibes, that he uses just up to the deconstruct process to stop them. And poor body's like, bruh, we lost. Like, it was a great moment there. And then Chopper's making Al, aka Butcher, is making Al doubt himself and second guess everything. But then, bam! Right as they're about to tell Ed about Philosopher's Stone stuff, because they made a great deal and they held up their word on losing the fight, Lust and Envy bust in. Bam, bam, bam. Lust and Envy bust in, and they basically just destroy Slicer's body. And they said, this is when it gets really twisty. Really, really twisty. They tell Ed, always remember, we allowed you to live. We can't let anything happen to the most important sacrifice. And you're sitting here like, what does that mean? Why are you allowing them to live? You keep complaining about these boys. You're like destroying everything around them. Why do you need him? Because now we know they need Ed, and we don't know why. Envy gives Ed to Owl, and Owl, and basically is like, keep better watch of him. Like, she's protecting him. They are protecting him. and, like, saves them from the building they're destroying, and leaves us with this parting word. He's a precious resource. In all caps, I have wrote, what does that mean? So Envy just straight up saves
And they've called him 2 different things now. They've called him a resource and a sacrifice. So...
Yeah, so whatever it is, it's not good. But they can't have him injured and destroyed. So, is that why they were after Scar? I don't know. But then we get this weird twist at the end, where we see someone, because, you know, they're destroying the lab, and it's next to the prison. The prison's shaking, and we see this prisoner they call Hibley, I think. And he has alchemy tattoos on his hands. They won't let his hands touch. And is proud of the Ishvalan murders. So I'm thinking maybe he was an state alchemist that got too power hungry and enjoyed killing too much. And he's about to get released. And I mean, are the 7 deadly sin people like part of Ishvalan? And they're taking revenge?
I'm not sure, because they're working for the Fuhrer. I'm just going to say that straight out. We know that they're probably working for the Fuhrer, and it doesn't seem like the Fuhrer is very
I think Father is Fuhrer.
Ishval, so I don't think they would be.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't want the downfall of their own society.
That's true.
But I wrote down...
But Fuhrer's definitely evil, yeah.
Yes. I wrote down all of the important things that we learned from these episodes as a quick little recap. And then I wrote down questions that we need to ask ourselves going into the next part. So... there are 7 super important things to remember going into the next part, and it's that there are 3 stages of alchemy: comprehension, deconstruction, reconstruction. The state, number 2, the state is recovering from a civil war that they had with the Ishvalan people of Ishbal. The war was started by the state when they killed an Ishvalan child, but the war became more about the fact that they did not agree with their religion, because they believed in one all-powerful God. And that is the real reason that they went all out in the Civil War. And the alchemists were used as human weapons in that war. And that's what led to Scar, so you can guess all that's coming back up, and it's gonna be intense. 3, Daddy Elric. Sorry, can't not.
Oh, gosh.
Daddy Elric did run out on his family and is most likely still alive, so we will probably see him at some point in the future. I'm gonna guess...
And we know he's an alchemist. Yes. We know he's an alchemist, so...
And he's a talented one. And I'm gonna guess it's gonna be towards the end of the series. That's just... because, I mean, you don't really get the daddy stuff until the series.
What if... the father they keep talking about is Daddy Elric. And so the most important resource and precious sacrifice they gotta do is his firstborn son.
Ooh, interesting.
Because this is already super biblical and political all the time. And so this could be very Abraham sacrifice thing.
I can see that.
Daddy... Oh, because you said Daddy Elric, that I was like, Father!
You're welcome.
Bad guy!
You're welcome. Daddy Elric saves the day, everybody.
Oh, no.
4 is Edward and Alphonse are 14 and 15. That's a new thing that we have going forward.
Yeah, we have them timed up now.
5 is that the recipe to make Philosopher's Stone requires the sacrifice of multiple human lives, and the military purposefully built their research lab next to a prison so they could kill people without feeling bad about it. The military's effed. 6, Alphonse is not the only bodiless soul, so this could come back later. It means there's more people that know about them, more people that know the weakness of it, and that could be really scary. And 7 is that the Deadly Sins want to keep Edward alive for something. So, those are the important things. Here are some questions we should all think about. 1, where is Daddy Elric, and why did he leave?
¿Dónde está Papa Elric?
I was gonna say, I could call him Papa if Daddy is too awkward. I like Daddy, it's
Papa?
good.
Because if you say Papa, that's potato. Papa?
Papa?
Dad.
2, what was Edward gonna tell Alphonse?
Yeah!
We gotta know. 3 is why do the Sins want to keep Ed alive? Which Bridget already has an answer for. But I also, so I told you I had an inkling in regards to Daddy Elric. So because Ishbal and Rasenbull are so close together, like super close. Like if you had, hold on, we're gonna draw on something real quick. So
you have to describe it for listeners, though.
I will. So I drew this green circle. Can you see it? No. Hold on.
It's fine.
I have a highlighter. This will be good. It's really bad because I'm drawing it on top of my computer. Here's this green circle. Better?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the state. This is the fictional state of our amethyst.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Amethyst, yeah.
So it's basically split into 4 pieces, right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So East City is up here on this ball. Mm-hmm. Ishbal is this one right here. And then Rasenbull is right next to it. Okay?
Okay.
Like literally right next to it. So,
alright.
We don't know when the war with Istanbul started. So, Ishbal
the war
started.
With Ishbal?
Ishbal. Sorry, everything. We don't know.
I got it. Yeah.
We don't know when it started. What if that's why Daddy Elric left? And how big of a part did he play in that? Because part of me feels like this catastrophic event that everything it just kind of toppled out of is his fault.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing. Because I don't think he's a good guy.
And maybe that's why he wanted Alphonse and Edward to stay away, was because maybe he was trying to protect them, and so that's why they're in this tiny eastern town. Yeah. But I still think Father is Daddy Elric.
He had to be close enough to that in order to do whatever he did. But I think that they're connected to that somehow.
Yeah.
And I want to see it. And that's why Scar's so
I'm
working hard to get after him specifically. Because his dad was involved. That's what I feel. Yeah. There we go. That's
interesting. Maybe Scar got the scar from the dad. It's a lot of theories. A lot of theories. I got these scars. Oh, well, no, I don't. No, I don't. Sure? And I'm putting all the pencils away.
I have so many pencils sitting right next to me.
Well, that's not a good sign for you.
Mm-mm.
So next we'll watch episodes 6, 7. No. We've already watched episodes 6 and 7.
No, we will not.
We're watching episodes 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know where I was going.
I had it pulled up. Wait. I'll give you the titles. Oh no, that's the wrong.
Give us some titles.
Hold.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. I have so many folders. Dear God. All right. So the title of episode 9 is Created Feelings. Huh, it's kind of sweet. Episode 10 is Separate Destinations. No, you know what that means.
Are they separating?
I hope
They're
not.
Separating.
I don't like it. 11 is...
It is useless without Al.
I know. Also, go Al being the best fighter. Good for you, empty suit of armor boy. I love you.
I've never lost my sparring with this guy, and I was like, Al. I was like, number 1 Al.
Right.
Okay, go 11.
Sorry. 11 is Miracle at Rush Valley.
Okay, we don't know what that is.
And then episode 12 is very ominous. It's One is All.
Oh no.
All is One.
All for one and one for all?
So that's those are the next ones that we're gonna be watching.
That doesn't leave me with a lot of hope there.
No. But did we expect any? They're Nazis. Technically, Ed and Al are working for the Nazis. They are Nazis. Can we just talk about that for a second? Like, they know it's bad, but they're.
I don't know if they're
anyway.
Like legitimate Nazis, but they're not working for a good government.
Even if you're not.
But is any government good?
I mean, obviously not. We live in America, the worst of all. These are facts. We live in Texas, so we as women have no rights. Thank you.
Yeah.
So obviously not. But yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have any like big predictions other than I think Daddy Elric is
I just want to know what Ed was going to tell Al. That's the thing that's eating me up.
I think he was just going to tell him about what he saw whenever he was in his thing. Yeah. I don't think they've talked about it. I don't know.
No. Because remember, he kind of brought it up afterwards. He's like, you didn't see that thing? And he's like, what thing? And he's like, never mind.
Or he's going to tell him that he's not a real boy and he made him up and he's part of his soul. He's part of his soul.
But all right.
We'll see.
Don't cry. Do not cry. No. Yeah, there's a lot of things that could happen. I'm really excited. So make sure y'all watch. You can watch on Netflix, Funimation, or I think you said Hulu. I'm watching English. Are you watching dubbed?
I mean subbed. Back and forward. I don't know which one I like the best. I watched the episode 6 in sub, and it was good. I think I like the voice actors better for sub, just because, you know, they're more animated and they react better. But the dub for the show is actually really good, especially thinking that it came out in 2009. You got to give them their props. Yeah, but I will say that the sub portrays the characters a lot more differently. Like, Armstrong comes off a lot less soft, even though he's very soft. He's like hella obnoxious in the sub, while he's like soft boy in the dub. And then Hughes is a lot less like, you have ulterior motives. You know what I mean? So it does do a lot for the characters, but I'll probably keep watching it in dub because I'm really enjoying the dubcast. I think they're doing an excellent job, and
dubcast is really good.
There's nothing wrong with watching things in dub, y'all. If it's a good dub, watch it. If there's a character that annoys the crap out of you, switch to sub. Yeah. It's okay. If you want to watch a little of both, it doesn't matter. It's the same story. It's still really good, and these people worked really hard, and we should respect that. The end.
I've watched Demon Slayer in both.
I prefer the sub.
Zenitsu is much less annoying in the sub version than the dub version.
I prefer the sub of Demon Slayer because I love the voice of Tanjiro in the sub. It's like he's so soft and so sweet, but also I cannot stand Inosuke's voice in the freaking dub, yo. It's awful.
How dare you?
Hey,
how dare you insult my blue-haired boyfriend?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You just insulted mine.
Inosuke.
You just insulted mine. Don't be mad at me.
Okay.
You take hits on Zenitsu. I don't want to fight you right now.
Let's talk about the Upside Down House and how Zenitsu just like straight up almost pushed a child in front of a demon.
Okay, yeah, but then let's talk about how he saved that child from a demon and then thought the child did it and praised him like a god. Okay? He didn't try to take...
That was so great!
He didn't try to take it from him. He was just like, well, that couldn't have been me. You're obviously amazing. Good for you. Never leave me.
That was one of my favorite things. And, okay, granted, I love the ending of that episode where he protects the box. Yes. He's like, he said this box is more important than your life.
He proved his character and that he's a good friend. Meanwhile, Inosuke just stands on his head and wants to hit things. I love him.
Relatable.
I love him. But don't come for my boy and then get mad when I come for yours.
I will always be hypocritical in this way.
I know, and I will always fight you, son.
It's really rude. That's really
rude.
You
shut up. Drive yourself to the party tomorrow. I don't want to deal with it.
They live 10 minutes away from me.
Good for you. They live like 2 hours away from me, so...
I know. Okay, so watch the episodes 9, 10, 11, and 12. We'll discuss this next time. So I say we only release our first 2 episodes this Thursday.
Gasp.
And then the next Thursday we'll release the 3rd, and so then we'll always be a week ahead, you know? Just so we don't bury ourselves.
I respect that.
Well, if we need to take an off week, we're not behind. As a person
who's just not good at managing my life, I respect this decision that you've made.
You can thank my mother for that. She was like, I don't think you should release all 3 at once. I think you should stay one ahead. And I was like, you know what? This is great that you support my nerdy podcast and you're still looking out for being responsible for me.
I know.
Even in nerdy podcast styles.
Just for your mom,
Sweet
I'm
mom.
going to bleep out all of my curse words from episode 1. But I'm trying to decide if I want to do them with, like, a beep or if I want to do it with a voiceover of me saying, frick, shoot, darn it.
I don't know which one is better. I love both.
Okay, so we'll see.
Because both of those sound hilarious in my head.
That's all for you, Mom. Thanks.
So yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
So yeah, we'll see y'all next time, and I'm gonna edit these past 2 episodes this weekend. First episode's edited.
I'm gonna edit,
and you can watch on YouTube
all of these this
Gateway
weekend,
Anime Podcast.
because I haven't done any of it. Yay! Yay!
So you can catch us on YouTube and watch us on Gateway Anime Podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify or iTunes. Follow us on Facebook, Gateway Anime Podcast, on Twitter, Gateway Anime Pod, and on Instagram, Gateway Anime Podcast. So
what are we gonna put on Instagram?
Follow.
Why do we have an Instagram? What do we do with that? Question.
You have literally liked photos that we have on Instagram.
Have I?
Yes. You have already liked and reposted us recording.
All right.
Like, I'm going to take a photo right now. Everybody listening, smile, even though this is in the past. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Y'all are technically here in spirit in that photo. But yeah, on Instagram, we'll post new episodes, what episodes to watch once we start releasing. I'll start posting on there and telling you new episode. Today we're covering this, and this.
4 episodes a day.
We'll keep you up to date.
The doctor away. Am I right?
And maybe, yeah.
Because no.
Well, you can spread it out during the week. We're gonna release on Thursdays. So,
huzzah.
And then maybe we'll highlight like our favorite listeners of the week if we get to that point.
If we ever have listeners, we will do nice things for you. If not,
yes.
Well, you should listen to us, and then maybe we'll do nice things for you.
Maybe we'll do more nice things for you. Please listen.
Yes.
Make your friends listen. And if you're an adult who has a kid and you're like, I don't like anime, but my kid likes anime, because I have a lot of friends that are like that. Hey, we're good influences for your kids.
And if you just want to watch anime and you don't know where to start with us. That's literally what this podcast is for. We just want more people to enjoy the thing that they have been told they're not allowed to enjoy because people suck. It's
always nicer to get into something new when you have someone to discuss it, because you want to hear what they have thoughts of. Like, I used to not enjoy animation that much, but I really love like when they do squiggle drawings for when someone's being over dramatic, like when I was talking about Alphonse punching Edward. My favorite little animation. He's just like a stick figure rotating in the air because he's getting punched. Or every time they're embarrassed, it's just like a blob version of them. Love it. It's super cute. And that's a super anime thing. And it's talent.
There's a lot to love.
Talent.
So you should, regardless of your opinion on anime, give it a shot. And you don't have to watch this one. We got many more to come. So if you don't like this one, try another one.
You can just listen to us talk. Yeah. And eventually we'll get to My Hero. And
then you can...
I hope you have enough bandwidth, because we will talk about that forever.
You can just pretend.
Lord knows.
That you enjoyed it. If you listen to us, we can give you all the information you need to lie to your friends, and then they'll stop trying to tell you about it. So there you go.
If there's someone like Major Armstrong in real life, I'm single. Are you single? Let's meet up. Our email is gatewayanimePodcast@gmail.com.
So please, only people with shaved heads and a tiny squiggle of hair on the very top.
Stop.
Please reach out to Bridget and give them your number.
Do you look like All Might? Love you too. Do you look like Aizawa? Also single. You like cats? I got 2. Anyway, on that note, we love you. We love anime. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.